Me, hi Soren. I just intuited that the upcoming American election, which is about 2 weeks away now, is being prepared for and you are the person to ask. Is that correct? Soren, hello Sheran. Yes, I'm one you could ask. You could also ask Ashtar, but I see you're still busy asking him other questions. Me, I am. So then, first of all, why does Switzerland keep coming up? What initiative is being undertaken there? Why do I keep thinking of the Alps? And then the American election, how can you prepare for this? Soren, thank you. Lots of questions you have. Yes, I tipped you off to Switzerland a while ago and it is because of the mountains. There are many underground bases in the Alps and many Illuminati have taken refuge there in light of the fact that we are scrutinizing the surface and having them arrested now. Me, how does that work? Soren, in fact we can see their heat signatures. They differ from those of the Earthling because of their different DNA and because of the fact many of them aren't even human. So we're searching for these beings. When they hide in the mountains, it's harder for us to track them, so we send in military forces to capture them. Yes, we even have them numbered on our computer system and get alerts when they come into view. Me, oh, that's pretty neat. Soren, it makes our job easier. Given also that we're telepathic and that we have cognizant abilities, very developed ones, we can also access their minds to find out where they're headed. So we can send in the resistance members, some of whom are military, in order to catch them. Me, to date, who have you caught? Soren, yes. A few counts and countesses, earls, and whatnot, but we don't have the big prize yet. There are certain families we are seeking and they are more elusive than those we've caught to date. Many Italian families are archons, we are seeking them. We also have to watch their ships above the earth to see if there are landings as these are now forbidden by our forces. No more dark ships landing on Earth's surface. No pickups. And none of them leave the sector of space either, so none of these criminals will be removed. We have to track them all down and relieve your planet of them. It stands to reason that there are Illuminati members on the surface who are working to harbor them, so our crews have to go and question them as well. To see what they're trying to hide. For example, a particular banker family in Italy is well known for harboring dark fugitives under their mountain villa, and so we have to keep an eye on this family and watch all of their transactions. Banking transactions as well. We have, at times, frozen their bank accounts in order to starve out Illuminati fugitives, and so we have this course of action available to us as well. Me, it seems to me that things are just rolling along on the surface right now. All the deep state minions are doing their jobs and forwarding the COVID agenda nicely. Soren, but you see the resistance coming up as well. People are not believing it. People are protesting, getting word out, and they're not complying. This is the progress we're really keeping an eye on. The dark program will continue as long as your resistance to it is inadequate to stop it. Pleiadians will step in and work to reduce viral strength and change outcomes, but people still have to learn to stand up and think for themselves. So many are not. The more there are who come on board, the more will begin to wake up. That is spreading your light. Me, I see in Holland that doctors are declaring the COVID pandemic over with. Soren, what you're seeing is a double-sided war. Which side will you side with? Who do you believe and which will you support? You'll see that more and more institutions will break into two camps going forward. You have a choice. Me, now, as for the United States, how are you helping to prepare the states for deep state backlash, because I'm sure there's going to be a fit of rage when they lose. Soren, we're constraining all nuclear weaponry. We also have buffers on nuclear plants. You know already that the resistance is capable of infiltrating the medical system and nullifying toxic effects of vaccines, for example. We have already removed chips from vaccines that were intended for the public. Me, yes. Thank God. So in effect, with the resistance being there, with the Pleiadians helping out, It's almost as if we're playing out a less virulent form of the war that is actually intended. Soren, yes, we intervene whenever necessary to make sure the outcome they're planning doesn't affect you that greatly. You see this in the true COVID results, for example. It is 100% effect for the deep state, they will reap 100% of the consequences for their heinous acts, and the effect on Earthlings will be dampened down by our interference. They still have weapons to start fires. Soren, we'll be watching for this. But the fact is, they can go and start a fire with a match just as easily. Nonetheless, we're always on the lookout for dues. We're trying to level the playing field as much as possible. By rendering their weaponry inert, this becomes more of an information war than anything else, and we'd like it to remain as such. We're trying to eliminate all severe consequences for Earthlings. What could the deep state possibly do next month when they lose? Soren, what couldn't they do? Unleash more viruses, start fires, start earthquakes, and flooding. Drop a nuclear bomb. We have nuclears arrested for Earth, but their dark ET allies still have these capabilities. And you know who the Democrats are allied with? Soren, yes. We've been making an effort to rid your world of this facet of the dark alliance that works with your governments. Particularly this facet of it just because of the upcoming election. Now, there is also economic measures. They can ruin the American economy. Since Trump is trying to make America great again, they can throw the economy into a tailspin. They still have the means to do this. It can be done through external influence more than internal, but both are possible. Yes, whoever appears to head the Democratic Party is not actually the head, not by any means. The head of that party is someone nobody on Earth is familiar with at all. Not even Soros. They are puppets. On top of this party, Trump must watch for defectors in his own party. Not all of the Republican Party is aligned in thought and good intent. Some are spies, some are working to sabotage, and some are aligned with the deep state still. So this must also be taken into consideration. Interesting. So if there's a death threat on Trump, it might come from within his own party. Soren, it could. Again, we of the Delta forces are infiltrating all sides. I know who one of them is, an American politician. Soren, yes. You are correct. So what advice would you give the American and perhaps Canadian public for next month? Soren, to be prepared for all eventualities. Have money at home, keep your car gassed up, and make alternative arrangements. Be prepared also to leave your home. Have food on hand, but have preparations made to leave quickly as well. So be a prepper. By the way, folks, there are loads of prepper videos online which would help you to figure out what to do. But be sure to have cash on hand. Soren, the easiest way to shut down the American economy is to close all the banks. Also, shutting down the internet would be another easy way. There is still enough power in the deep state that they can do this. You have been hearing of these things for years now, and now you suspect there will be punishment meted out by the deep state next month to the American people for voting for the wrong candidate, despite the fact that the alternate candidate has done a terrible job of campaigning and representing the deep state. You'd have to wonder why they'd put him in there, but then Ashtar said that with so much light coming onto the planet now, the dark is getting confused and showing a poor thought process. So it's having difficulty carrying out its plans with impunity. But we still can't dismiss them yet. Soren, no, you can't. You have to be prepared. I am. Soren, thank you for this opportunity to share, Sheran. Thanks for helping us, Soren. Soren, adieu.